Hi guys, we're going today to talk about the soil, okay? That's the ground part on the floor, okay? The Earth's crust, so the Earth, is formed by two parts, which are soil and subsoil. Soil is everything that is on top, and subsoil is everything that is more inside as we dig. The soil is formed by little pieces of rock and decomposing, so rests of animals and plants. The subsoil is formed by bigger rocks and the things that are decomposing to become the soil, okay? There are a lot of kinds of soil and they are all different because they are made, the composition of the soil has different substances, okay? So for example, we have a kind of soil that is called arenaceous, and it's formed by loose dirt, and it can only be used for plantation if we put a lot of water first, if we irrigate it first, since it's very dry naturally, okay? Then we have the humus layer. It is formed by very small pieces of rocks and decomposing animals and plants. It is perfect for plantation. So this is the example of the humus layer. We have decomposing animals, decomposing things here, and the vegetation that grows up very beautifully because it has a lot of food. Then we have argillaceous. Argillaceous soil, it's different. Why? Because it has a lot of chunks of clay. You know, the thing that we make vases and different things of decoration. It soaks very easily, so the water needs to be drained. So what happens? In the first one, it is very dry. We need to put water. This one has a lot of water, so you need to take the water out. So you need to drain the water before you use it for the plantations. Calcareous. It has very little nutrients, almost zero, and a big quantity of rocks. So plantation in this kind of dirt is very, very difficult. It is inadequate for plantation and very common in desertic regions. So if you think of the Sahara Desert, for example, it is the soil is considered calcareous because you have no plants, you have no rest of anything there. It's very little. It's very bad. It's very like it has zero nutrients and stuff. So it's very bad to plant things on it. It's practically impossible to grow anything there, okay? But depending on the soil, there are some techniques that we can use in order to make that soil better so that we can use for plantation. Because not everybody is lucky enough to have a soil that is made of the humus layer. So we need to do some techniques in order to recover the soil for plantation. So to apply compost in soils that are poor in nutrients. What is compost? Is animal poop, the dead plants, dead animals, all of this becomes compost for the dirt. It becomes like a nutritional bomb for the soil and it helps the soil to recover. The rotation of products to be planted with some vegetables that are natural humus makers. So what happens? There are some places where the agricultures, what do? They put kinds of vegetables that are very rich. They naturally make the dirt with more humus. So what they do? They plant these kind of vegetables, then they plant something else. Then they plant vegetables again to put more nutrients in the dirt, then they plant something else. And then they do this rotation to make the soil better. The use of irrigation techniques to prevent salinization. What is salinization? Is when you have a lot of minerals in the dirt. If you have a lot of minerals, you need to take them out because a lot of minerals is not good for the soil and is not good for plantation either. So you need to balance everything in order to make it good for the plantation. And worms. You know worms, like the little animals? They are natural humus makers as well. So what happens in soils that are very poor? We put food and we put worms there. Then they make up worm galleries. They're big spaces where they walk through it, where they crawl to it. Worms live in the soil, forming tunnels made galleries, which makes them more ventilated and therefore makes them better to that makes them a better place in order to start to prepare the plantations. So now I'm going to show you the questions that we have here. Your parents received the material that has more details, and I'm going to read the questions for you, okay? All of the questions are in this text that I sent to your parents, okay? What is soil? Find the definition and write it down. How many parts do the earth crust have and what are their names? How many kinds of soil are mentioned in the test and what are their names? What is argillaceous soil? Hold on. Oops. What is the humus layer? What is arenaceous soil? What is calcareous soil? What techniques did we say here that can help with plantation that are mentioned in the text? Miss Mari, we mentioned A, B, C, D, and E. So you're gonna write down all of them. And then you are going to draw your own worm gallery, okay? Guys, if you have any questions, please ask your parents to send me a message, okay? See you, bye-bye.